Hello, my name's Tosh, aka Tragic Ohara, aka Neil McCarg's favourite long-haired person. And I am going to talk you through some of the things I do to write a song. This isn't something that will work for everyone. It's just things that I do when I'm writing a song. And the first thing I don't do is I never sit down to write a song because it doesn't work. For me, it never works for me. If I program in, I'm going to write a song between 1 PM and 3 PM, it ain't happening. Like, it never happens. Like, what I do is I just play my guitar or something, mess about in a bass, whatever, until and like, I don't sit down and go, like, I just pick it up. Like, this is, honestly, I'll just pick up the guitar, right, like that. I feel like I'm in Blue Peter, and I'll just play. And eventually I'll just, like, and I don't sit down and go, I'm going to write something. I'll just mess about, and then I'll find something, maybe I find something I like, and then I'll start writing. Like, I won't go, I'm going to start writing a song, or I'll come up with a riff that I like, and I'll record it on my phone and then go back to it later. Like, it's not like you come up with something and you've got to finish it. Like, I just do that. Like, I'll have little snippets. Like, my phone is full of, let me find it. It is full of just wee snippets of songs and stuff. Just wee licks and different things. And then, like this. Now let's take that riff. So I'll go. So that was So I've got a wee lick, and then I'll go back and I'll write the song round about that. So that's not a great example because it's a riff, but say that was the vocal line. Like, what I'll do is I'll go. So there, we'll make that the vocal line, right? And it's just E, B minor, and A by the sounds of it. And I'll mumble. Like, I will mumble over the song. It's quite a weird thing to do in front of people, right? Like, we're in a darkened room with a lava lamp. Like, that's the best place to be writing songs. It's like, if I'm back when I was younger, I'd write everything in my bedroom. Like, I wouldn't be sitting in the living room while folk are trying to watch EastEnders, giving a big licks in the corner. So, like, the space really makes a difference as well. Like, where I'm then sitting down to write. It's got to be quiet. Like, but that's what I'll do, is I'll have a wee bit, like a wee thing, and then I'll start building up from there. But I never sit down and go, I'm going to write a song today. Like, I'll just mess about, and if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not a forced thing. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a recipe. Like, you need to bake a cake, so you follow the recipe. There's no, it's just, it happens when it happens, and that's it. And sometimes, one thing I will say though is, like, there's been times where I feel like I haven't written something for ages, so I'll force myself to write anything because something's better than nothing, and then, like, I might never even look at that song ever again. Like, it's just, but it gets that bit where it's like, right, I can still write songs. It's a mental thing. It's like I suppose it would be kind of like if you were like a tennis player or something. Like a sport where it's just you and it's all on you, and you've got to fight that bit in your head that says that you're not good enough, kind of thing, or you can't do it anymore, or you're this, that, next thing. I think it's like that. So sometimes if I feel like I haven't written something for ages, I'll just kind of write a throwaway, just to prove to myself that I can still do it, right? So that's the stages. Is just waiting for the inspiration to hit, and then you can kind of let it go. The inspiration you had sounds really cheesy, but it is the truth. You just need to wait for something to happen or get something that you think's worth pursuing. So I don't write lyrics beforehand, right? What I do is I only write lyrics to a vocal melody. And the way that I learned to do that was by stealing off people. Total blatant thievery. And what I would do is I'd take like Nirvana songs and rewrite the lyrics to Nirvana songs until I can. And I done it that way because I couldn't play anything at that point. Like I couldn't play guitar, so I would just write lyrics to other people's vocal lines. And then I was in a band with a guy who played guitar, and then I would kind of try and make the lyrics fit into his stuff. But what it taught me was phrasing. It taught me how to make words fit into a melody and stuff like it, and it really helped. So anyone that's struggling with that sort of thing, that's a bit of advice I would say, is try that. Try writing lyrics to someone else's songs, and then like you learn by proxy how to phrase things. The first songs you ever write will just be rip-offs of people you love. I mean, that's all John Lennon done and Paul McCartney. They just put on the radio, listened to Little Richard and rewrote the songs. Like that was what they done. Not saying I'm as good as Paul McCartney or John Lennon. Maybe Ringo. But what I would do is that, the same thing, like it was Nirvana, so it was just rewriting Nirvana songs. And then getting annoyed when people say, oh, it sounds like such and such, but Nirvana. I go, no, it sounds totally different. But that was Nirvana, do you know what I mean? But you've got to start somewhere. So, it's a minor. So like, I'll mumble stuff over the top of it until something sticks out. Like what I'm hearing there was I remember. I remember what it was to the towns. And I'll do that. One of the things I used to do was in my bedroom at Mum's house, I had loads of post-it notes and I'd write song titles down, like wee things that I thought were clever, and I'd put them up on the wall. And then what I would do as well, I was playing my guitar, I would look and I'd see something, and then sometimes it would fit in or it wouldn't. Right, so this is just one. I think I'll get breaks, but this is the one that I'm filling in now. So, see here how I put those wee dashes in? I don't even know what the lyrics say. There's nothing, I don't write horrible songs, like sweary ones anyway. So that there, they be dashes. So what I'll do is, if I've got a line, a first line, I don't get bogged down on the next line. Like I just play it as if the song's already finished and mumble all the way through. So then what I'll do is I'll just keep going, and it's almost like a word search or a Sudoku. Is that how you say it? One of the puzzles. Like I'll fill in the bits that I know and keep going over it and keep going over it and filling in the blanks. And as I'm going over it, I'll feel things like, oh, the chorus needs to be this, or it needs a bridge, or that bit's a bit too long, or and that's how I do it. It's not something that I would ever switch on a camera and film the entire process of, but that's it. I don't get bogged down with writing things in order. Like if I write a chorus first, that's cool. Like I don't go, I'll start at the verse. I try and just do it and not worry too much about it. And I don't worry about finishing it in one session either. That's another thing that I don't do. I don't go, right, I need to get this finished. Like I've got loads of half-finished things that eventually just kind of get filled or repurposed and turned into something else. Like I don't sweat try to finish things in one day. Sometimes I've written songs and it's just been like, it just totally happens, and you'll experience that as well. Some days it'll just happen. Then other times it's like, that bit doesn't work, or that bit doesn't work. But one of the best bits of advice I ever got, but it wasn't even a bit of advice that I got, I read it in a book, was your brain works on solving problems even when it's not, you're not working on it. So, for example, have you ever been playing a computer game and you're stuck at a bit and you just can't get past it? So you put the control pad down, you walk outside, you do something else, and then maybe like a week later you come back and you get it first time. Like that's how your brain works. So I don't sweat having to finish it, because I know that this will keep kind of turning in the background, and it will help finish it by itself. Like you pick it up and it just becomes something else. So that essentially is how I write a song. Like I sit down in that process. I don't say today I'm writing a song. I mumble stuff. I take something that I like, then I mumble over the top of it and fill in the blanks until it becomes something. Now the other thing that I noticed was when I wrote a song, it didn't feel like my song. Like it felt weird every time I played it. Like if I went to a gig and I played it, I'd be dead aware that it didn't feel finished, or something that just didn't sit right. And it would take maybe 3 or 4 gigs, maybe 5, kind of, and then all of a sudden it just becomes part of the set, or it becomes part of something. And I think the first time you start listening to your own songs back, or you start like playing your songs for other people, they feel really weird because they don't feel as if they really exist. That sounds some mad pan-dimensional theory type thing, but that's how I feel when I do it. But eventually it becomes, and then after you play it for so long, it feels like a cover. Like it feels like it's someone else's song. But essentially that's what I do. I don't write songs on my phone. I only use my phone for recording snippets. I never type lyrics into my phone because it's too pernickety. I don't like the fact that, like, I'll be playing the guitar and then I need to put this down and then pick up my phone and type it and then that messes with my feng shui. I've got a pen and a pad. That's how I write songs. I do it like that. But it's whatever works for you. There's no right or wrong answer. But I always write on a pad because that's But when I started writing songs, there were no phones to write this stuff in. So maybe that's it. But I'll have a pen and I'll have a bit of paper and I'll do it like that. It's not even a bit of paper, it's a book. It's always a book. I've always got a book and I fill it with my nonsense. So, like everything, like there's notes from a meeting I had the other day. Like I just fill it with all my stuff, but it's always there and I'm always putting stuff down. And that's it, I think. I can't think of anything else that I would say apart to write a song apart from just give it a go. Just try it. Like, there's no right or wrong answers. But I try not to pressure myself into writing a song. I feel that just doesn't work. Ever. So yeah, that's it. I can't think of anything else about what I do when I write songs. It's a very personal thing. That's part of the problem. It's a very personal thing. Like, it's not like I don't write songs mathematically. So I don't sit and go, there's the first, the third, the fifth. I don't know any of that sort of stuff. I know nothing, very little about musical theory. I totally play by feel, and that's it. So there has been times where people who do, I know people that write like that, and they've said, oh, it's really clever how you use that note over the top of that chord and this bit here, and I'm like, I know nothing about that. I know nothing about it. Like, I just know, if I think it sounds good, I'll play it. And that's it. Like, there's no, you don't need to know all that stuff to write a song. I'm very in the, you've got G, C and D, go start a band kind of category. So I wouldn't worry too much about musical theory unless it's your thing, because it's like, but you can teach that. That's the point I'm making. You can teach that musical theory. Like, if I was to sit down and go, well, you can start with the first chord and you can move to this, you move to that. Like, that's an easier thing to teach. But the way I write songs is totally darkened room, like this, me, nobody else, personal kind of stuff, and getting into it, and you then forget that the outside world's there, which is why I write songs in the first. So I can't teach you how to be you. That's deep, man. That's deep. I can't teach you how to be you. You need to be you. The setup was good then, but wasn't particularly great. But you get what you pay for. So that's what I do. That's how I write a song. Or how I sit down to write a song. One of the other things I do sometimes to help, not an acoustic though, is if I'm playing electric, is sometimes I'll put a drum beat on. Like I'll set up a drum loop on like Logic or Pro Tools or on my phone or BandLab or something like that, and I'll play over the top of it. And then, like say I'm like, I want to write something that's like a bit kind of groovy, then I'll make sure the beat's groovy and I'll play over the top of it, like that. And then write that way. That's probably the only other way I do it. I don't write songs with people. Unless it's like, here's a riff and I go away and then write lyrics to that riff. I don't really sit in rooms with people and do stuff. Any questions, just drop us a line somewhere and I can help out. So that's how I write songs. So thank you very much for watching, and go and enjoy it. It's the most important thing. Just enjoy it.